Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Two Brothers channel. I'm one brother.
Hello, everybody, and I'm the second brother. Welcome to the Two Brothers channel. We're welcoming you to another exciting episode. And I can't wait to dive into this one. This one is going to be a deep dive. Over to you, Mr. Phil.
Hey, Mr. Clay, look, we said we're going to do 100 videos. This is number 81.
Wow.
And the last 20 videos before we hit 100, we're not going to, look, we've got so much to cover and we're not going to hold back. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. And so let's quickly do the YouTube stuff. I keep noticing you guys are not clicking likes. They're not subscribing. They're not sharing. I understand it. You get excited. You forget all that. But we need your help to get this message out there. And as you do that, guess who gets help first? You get help first because your environment changes and it has a positive, powerful effect on your life directly. Then it has a ripple effect on others. So share, like, and subscribe. What do you think, Mr. Kale?
Subscribe, share, and like. That's what I think. Subscribe, share, and like.
Okay, now that the YouTube stuff is done, and to be honest, it's not even YouTube, live stuff is done. The important reason is this, yeah. As you help others, you help yourself. It's like when you send ripples out, guess what happens? That ripple will hit places and come back to you. So this is a success feedback loop that directly affects you. So don't play with it.
Yes, sir.
Like, and share. Okay.
And let me just add one thing to that.
Please,
actually.
please.
It's very important that you're not scared to be the first to do something. So if somebody has shared it or liked it or subscribed to the channel, you be the first. Don't be like, oh, I don't want to be this. I want to hide amongst the crowd. I don't see a crowd. I don't want to be picked on. No, you get picked on because trust me, it's lonely at the top. When you want to be on the top, it's not a crowded place. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay, I think you do. Back to you, Mr. Phil.
Thank you, Mr. Clay. Mr. Clay actually has a story to tell on that, on what he's just shared with you there. He's living what he's advising you, and he's advising you because he's seen the benefits. But don't let us, that's the topic for another day. That's the topic for another day. Today, the topic is Africa, no excuses accepted. What did I say? Africa, no excuses accepted. No, none, never, no. Okay, what do I mean? And there's a reason why I put Africa first, and then I said no excuses accepted. What do I mean? You see, we have a culture in Africa that has this, gives this idea, gives this feeling, gives this acceptance that excuses are okay. That excuses, if I just explain myself on why this did not happen and why that did not happen, yes, they will understand now. And, and coming to this country, I came with that attitude. However, over years of working in different environments have taught me how useless your excuses are. I start with your excuses. Then guess how useless my excuses are? Even more useless. So but because you people in Africa, you have a culture of accepting, oh, I was late because of traffic. Oh, I was late. I didn't iron my shirt last night. Oh, I was late. I felt dizzy this morning. Oh, I was late. And you think that the aim is to give the excuse. But the aim is that there's something that needs to be done and was missed and didn't get done. So don't tell me about your excuse as the thing that needs to be done. If you're late this time, are you going to be late next time? Do you know how funny this thing is, Mr. Clay? Some people are late every single time with an excuse. and they think their job is done. Let me come up with the best, unbelievably plausible excuse that will make Mr. Phil go, oh, amazing. Look at that delivery of that excuse. Like, that's what's meant to impress me. Mr. Clay, what are your thoughts?
Wow. This is a powerful one. I remember when Jim Rohn said he had his list ready of excuses. You know, all the things he had on his list. He was blaming the economy.
Yep.
He was blaming the
government.
The government. He was blaming when the Democrats come in take over. We were really gonna be in trouble. if the Republicans stay in power, they were really in trouble. It was blaming tax. Me, what was I blaming? I was blaming a lot of stuff too. I was sitting there. Oh yes, this is a good one. The Nigerian factor. After all,
this is Nigeria.
Factor. Right at the end of every excuse, they will say, "Well, you know what? It's Nigeria. It's just this is it." I used to blame. Another thing I used to blame was, "Oh, I was poor. I come from a poor family." Even though we're not really poor, but you say we are come from a poor family. Another one. Another one.
Sorry.
Another one that you tended to say is that I was disadvantaged. Yes, it's a real excuse, Mr. Phil. I was disadvantaged. Another one would be all I have is brother pass me down. That's all I have. Nobody's helping me. Nobody likes me. Nobody helps me. Excuses. I mean, I used to just think like, because I was after Mr. Phil, right? Mr. Phil was there. So I used to think like, hopefully they won't even notice me for me to come up with an excuse. But Mr. Phil was getting all the bashing.
I wondered who was crouching behind me, when I was getting all this bashing. I was wondering who's behind me that is hiding and come and get some licks too.
Okay, Mr. Phil's getting licked today. That is taking you 4 years to figure it out. I mean, it's your turn. So Mr. Phil used to get some serious bashing, and I used to think, wow, But the excuses. I remember when we heard the phrase "no excuses is accepted." No excuses. No excuse is acceptable. When I first heard that phrase, I was like, "My God, you can't take away the excuses." If you take away the excuses, what do we have left? What do you mean? I was like, don't take away the excuses. We need the excuses. I need the excuses. That was what I was backing on. If all else fails, come up with a good excuse. And you want to take it away just like that? And they say, yeah, no excuses acceptable. So that was a defining day, another pivotal day in my life. Because when they said that, I had to sit down and just sit there, and I was numb.
While you were sitting there numb, Mr. Clay, I was wondering, can people actually live like that?
Is it possible?
Is it possible? That's what I was thinking. Because this were at business meeting, business training, and they said no excuses accepted, and none will be, and none should be offered. That's another thing they said. None should be offered. Don't bring excuses to us. No, it will not only be accepted. Don't even offer it. I'm like, can we live like this? Carry on, Mr. Clay.
It was like don't offer it, it will not be accepted.
Yeah.
You know, they said, and the thing that it really got me, because my excuses were nice excuses.
You've worked on them for a long time.
I've polished my excuses. They were, you know, you can't touch my excuses. They were good excuses. And the thing that really, really upset me that day, when they said, no matter how good your excuses are, we're not interested. That's painful.
That's painful.
That's painful. Back to you, Mr. Field. That's painful.
Oh, wow. Oh, I was just sitting here just laughing, you know, because like you said, and like I said, I just thought, can people actually live that way? And to now see us in this position we're in now, and people are so interested, so eager to bring us their excuses. But what they fail to realize is that we've lived life without excuses for over 20 years now, maybe 30 years. And they're coming with their well-crafted, well-spoken, ready to deliver it to you in such a wonderful way. Why they couldn't, why they can't, why it's impossible, why. And then you look at them, okay, now that you finished delivering your excuse, what use is that for anything? Because over the years, I had to learn the conclusion of the matter. The conclusion of the matter is that excuses are always useless. You know why? Not one excuse leads to a positive result. Not one. So all it is a deflection. That's all it is, and that's all it will ever be. The bottom line is it gonna get done or is it not gonna get done? And that's why we introduced to you guys last week or the last time we spoke, and we said that if it is to be, it is up to me. And Mr. Clare brought the next side of the saying. I remember it that day, but I thought I was just going to give you half. But Mr. Clare is generous, he gave you the whole thing. If it is to be, it is up to me. And if it is up to me, it is to be. Ladies and gentlemen, where is excuse in that phrase, in that quote? Where is the excuse there? Where do you want to slot in excuse? If it is to be, it is up to me. And if it is up to me, it is to be. Now, please slot in your excuse. Over to you, Mr. Clay.
There's no space for excuse in that one. Because, you know, I think that day when they told us no excuses accepted, they just went on stage and the guy just went into one, you know. And that day was the day I went from child to men. I went from boy to man. Maturity hit me. I grew up. I had to grow up in a session. Because bottom line, when they say no excuses accepted, that means you do whatever you need to do to make sure you don't even have an excuse to give. You know, you might be there sweating from head to toe, soaked, armpit soaked, one shoe off, you know, jacket ripped, but you still made it on time.
Look, I was listening to Sting, and it says an Englishman in New York, and there's a phrase in that song that says, "A gentleman will walk, will never run." And I said, no, not this gentleman. If I'm going to be late, I will run. Because sometimes even that song said it, a gentleman will walk, will never run. Yeah. Remember that song? Nice song, but it was sending that message to my song. I said, no. You better get that rubbish out of here. If you have to run, like Mr. Clay said, We'll get there sweating. But guess what? We got there on time. And there's another thing that Mr. Kennedy said that is very important. Very important. I will even say probably the most important thing we're going to say tonight. He said the day he gave up excuses was the day he went from being a child to a man. From being a child to an adult. Now, I'm now going to put the twist now. Africa, the day you give up your excuses is the day you stop being a child in the eyes of the world.
Wow.
Africa, you are children right now because you're full of excuses. Mr. Phil, how dare you? How dare you call us children? Okay, what is a child? A child is dependent on someone else taking care of it. So collectively, as Africans now, are you not expecting the West to take care of you? War in Ukraine, when they were loading people, who did they exclude? The irresponsible people. And who were they? Africans. If Africans had the reputation of being diligent, they'll produce, you get what I'm saying? They will put them on special trains to say, you know what, we need these people because of our infrastructure.
Oh, yeah.
But because Africans are looking to be taken care of, looking to be given excuses, looking to be, woe is me, everywhere you go, everyone knows them. And everyone just quietly just goes, okay, whenever we know who to die first, those are the guys to die first. We rely on everybody for solutions, but where did it start? It started with our own excuses. Funny enough, this topic today is probably very timely because, not probably, it's definitely timely because something actually happened today. Because some people think, oh, Mr. Phil and Mr. Clay, they have such a perfect life. Oh, they don't have any problems. Look at them. They're in London. They don't have any problems. Nothing happens to them. Everything is just working perfectly for them. Okay, let me share this one. My youngest son, about a year ago, he came to the school, always calling me, Mr. Kutule, your son has done this. Mr. Kutule, your son has done that. Mr. Kutule, your son has done this and your son has done that. Mr. Kutule, your son. Mr. Kutule, and I thought, this needs to stop. So I called the boy. I said, look. He said, no, it's not my fault. Dad, it's not my fault. It was me. Dad, I wasn't there. Dad. No, not me. No, it wasn't me.
It's alive. It's alive.
All right, we carry on. That was a phrase that fell off. My vibration actually made it fall. All right, show goes on. Anyway, he said, it wasn't me. Okay, I let him finish giving me all his excuses. I was just there, but there was other guys that were causing the trouble, that they said it was me, and then they just carried us all together, and now they're calling you, and that's just, it wasn't me. I'm like, He gave me all the excuse that he was going to give me. Then I said, okay, who can fix that? Is it me that will go and fix that? Am I the one in the classes? Am I the one in the corridors? Am I the one being reported? He said, no, okay. But dad, they're not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair, Dad. It's not fair. I'm like, okay, here's what we'll do. I said, every week, they don't call me about you. You earn X amount of pounds. Every week, They call me once, you lose all that money for that week. If you call me twice, you lose the week for this week and the next week. You call me 3 times, you lose for this week, next week, and the next week. Guess what, Mr. Clay? Suddenly the phone call stops. Honestly, the phone call stopped. Then I started getting text. He got to school late. This was text now. So I called him. I said, look, son, this text too needs to stop. Oh, Dad, but the train, but the bus. I'm like, I don't care. Oh, before I go into the transport one, let's deal with teachers. Hey, but Dad, this teacher has a thing for me. I said, I don't care how you achieve it. I'm talking to a 13-year-old boy. I said, I don't care how you achieve it. If you have to outsmart all your teachers, whatever way you're going to achieve it, that I don't get that phone call about you, do it. He even got to a point that I was scared that maybe he
changed his number.
Because the thing became so quiet, Mr. Clay.
You have the right number. I'm just checking.
As the guy unlocked all the cables from his scooter. Anyway, but interestingly, today, Mr. Clay, 16:45, the school called. I'm like, gang. Today, 16:45, I'll show you. I'll take a screenshot and send it to you. I'm like, gang. Someone is about to lose money. Hello. Is that Mr. Kennedy? Yes, Mr. Kennedy. Is that so and so's father? Yes, you're speaking to him. Oh, my name is Mr. Green. That's actually his name. My name is Mr. Green. I just want to tell you that I've been very impressed with your son. I'm like, huh? Your son has changed. His attitude is top notch. He's become a very responsible, I'm like, okay. This was the guy that was telling me it's not fair. But because I did not take any excuse from him, he had to come up with something different. So it's either he comes up with an excuse or he actually delivers. And he chose to start delivering. Now I'm getting phone calls when I'm thinking they're going to tell me, oh, he's done this and that. They're telling me, wow, the guy has changed. I'm like, someone doesn't want to lose money, Mr. Clay.
Wow, that is amazing testimony. And you said something that you said to your children a while ago, that if you're hard on yourself, life will be easy on you.
Yeah.
And if you're easy on yourself, life will be hard on you. So what we're saying here is that be hard on yourself. Life, because sometimes we want the easy life. Everybody wants the easy life. Not just even the good life, they want the easy life. If there's an easy way, what's the shortcut? All this talking, all this reading, all this listening, all these videos. Just give it to me in 2 minutes. No, I don't want no. Give me the short version. Give me the TikTok version. I don't want to listen to a 2-hour video. Give me everything you want to say in 5 minutes. Okay, make it 4 minutes. In fact, 2 minutes. Because I've got so much things I want to do. We can lazy ourselves into a bad position. Be so lazy. It's just like even at work, I have several hats I put on. And I'm not saying, no, I'm too busy. Me, you want to give me another thing? Don't you know everything I'm doing? It's even them that they're telling me, I already know what you're doing. I already know what you're doing. So don't think, this is a priority. You know, so, but the thing is, because they know I'm not going to lower my standard. And you having a high standard amongst people that have no standard will become your next challenge. But we will leave that one for another video. But for today, grow up, Africa. Grow up. You, yes, you. Who you? You. Grow up. No more excuses. Don't take excuses for yourself. Don't give excuses for anybody. Another thing I'll hand it back to Mr. Phil. I used to call in sick for work. Sick man. That was my secret weapon one time, you know. Call it, hello. I don't feel very well. Yeah. I can't come in today. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yes, got a day off. I got a day off. Yeah, that used to be my there was one time my manager looked at me and said, come. We looked at your stats. You keep falling every Friday, every fourth Friday, you're sick. You're consistently consistently sick every fourth Friday. It's a curious thing. It's quite curious. And you be like, okay, you know what? Like the excuses must go. These 6 days must also go. Even if I'm not feeling well, I will still show up. Let them say, no, switch up. It's not now that we got COVID, and now everybody's like, hey, don't bring it. Just stay home, you know. But before COVID, do you know that I didn't used to take sick days anymore? In fact, I used to go to work sick. In fact, when I come home, I say, no, let me log in again. Let me go back to work. But you know what? All that is building is a reputation for you. They know that the day you say, okay, I'm not feeling very well. This guy is not well. And the reason why I'll finish on this, Mr. Pim, because I don't want to drag this on for much longer. What I'll finish on is this. They said only 2 people are interested if you're sick. Only 2 people. If you're sick, only 2 people are interested. Your doctor and your mortician, the person that will bury you and embalm you. Those are the only 2 people. Back to you, Mr. Phil. Mr. Phil, you're on mute.
Thank you. Sorry. I said, wow, that is powerful. That is powerful. Now, the reason why that is powerful is this. Ladies and gentlemen, understand that when it says your doctor and your morticians are the only ones interested in you being sick, it means that everybody else are looking forward to what you're producing. So that means that those people are not interested, myself included, Mr. Kane is included, we're not interested in your well-crafted excuses, your well-crafted challenges, your well-delivered problems, your feeling sorry for yourself, the debilitating disadvantage you've got. Let me use my sons for an example now. I've got 3 sons in this system. Because again, Mr. Clay, a lot of people think, oh, we're saying this because our life is so perfect. Nothing bad has ever happened to us. Look, Mr. Clay, they expelled my first son from school without me even knowing. How did that happen? Because a lot of people think that you come to London and all the problems stop. Everything is perfect. Look, this is not happening in Africa because I went to school in Africa. Well, let me tell you what they did to my son. And this is no excuse accepted, though. That's what we're talking about. I'm just sharing this with you so that, and Mr. Clay has things to share that some of you will just even shut down and not even watch this anymore and say, look, this is too much. But I'm just giving you little ones to show you that it's not like life is perfect for us. Because some of you really think we don't have excuses we can give you. You think we don't have excuses we can give you. So what happened? My son just not being engaged in school and everything. So this is how they fooled me, Mr. Clay. Even he fooled me. They said, your son is very gifted in football. I'm like, your son is really, really good. I'm like, so we're going to take him to a special school. This special school, there will be scouts coming, he'll be playing football, he'll be learning, he'll be blah, blah, blah. I'm like, huh? So my son was like that, yeah, Dad. You know, he that doesn't want to go to school anyway. yeah, Dad, football, I'm really good. They're gonna go. I'm like, anyway, Mr. Clay, first day they said we should come and visit them in this school. I got there, I'm like, what the heck is this? You see, because you guys in Africa, you don't know that in the UK and US, 90% of teenagers in jail are black. Maybe even 95% are black. Because the same thing that my son does, that a white boy does in this country, my son, they will log him down. They will not log that white boy down. Mr. Phil, that is racism. Yes, it is. But no excuses accepted. If my son is not smart enough to outsmart the system, then the system will chew him up. And like we said last time, it will be tough in it. So I got there and I looked, and then it dawned on me, wow, these are juvenile kids. This one broke the school, this one stabbed someone, this one is selling drugs, this one is doing it. I'm like, so I looked at my son. How did you get here? Who did you stab? What building did you explode?
What was your qualification?
To be here. You know what they did? They just put more file in his little things that the guy did, talking back to a teacher, coming late. So they built a case against him and expelled him on nothing. But because he didn't want to be there as well, and it was football. He just went. So the school he was going, sitting next to him is the drug dealer, a murderer, a rapist. No, not rapist, but you know those juveniles where I'm not so stressing. So of course these two started selling drugs.
Wow.
Can you see? And then I'm like, what the? So I told him until he knows till tomorrow that he's never going. He knows he's never going to give me any excuse. He can easily say, well, but they're prejudiced in the UK. They were the one that let me get. I'm not even taking that. What are your thoughts, Mr. Clay?
Wow. That's a deep representation.
Our life is perfect. You know, sometimes you have to say.
And well, you know, Mr. Phil, I can't wait for the episode where we will bring him on and he will explain himself. We'll give him all the chance to explain it all. I know you guys want to hear his excuses.
He knows better. He knows better. Carry on.
So, you know, it is amazing how, you know, we can be pulled into the wrong direction very easily, even as a child. And you gave one example of one that it stood up to the challenge. And you gave another one that, you know, whether you like it or not, he will have to stand up to his challenges.
And they're both my sons in the same house, same father, same mother.
So,
carry on, sir.
So it is something that, yeah, these are life journeys. But like we say, for you, Africa, you know, for you, Africa, all these excuses that you think whether it be corruption, no light, no road. It's not even bad road anymore, no road. No nothing, and nothing works. That is your opportunity. All that is just your opportunity to make the best thing. Even technology has overtaken you. The olden ways that they used to, before, Mr. Phil, you need to have a power grid. You need to have, power telephone lines. Everything is now, technology is actually helping you now, that you can turn around your infrastructure like that.
Thank you.
Without you building all these old, and I know you Africans want to do it the old ways.
Oh, because the West, we want to sell them the old relic. And because they're not, anyway, carry on, Mr. Claire, don't let me say.
And they will tell you it's a discount. This is cheaper than they would, how much it was when they were doing it. But they're selling you an expired thing. So, but if you're conscious, if you're awake, if your eyes are awake, no. I don't need to build this. I can just go. I don't need the telephone line in my house. I can just buy a mobile phone. It's okay. It's okay. Keep your telephone line. I don't need the landline. I'll just use mobile phone. If you're smart. So that's part of no excuses accepted. Because you're not pushing the excuses like the government gives you. Because even the government now, Mr. Phil, the government is not giving, even in Africa, the government is not even giving any solution anymore. The only thing they're saying is, let's go and pray.
Actually, the government, unfortunately, what people fail to understand is that the government is you people. So if you're giving excuses at the grass level, what do you expect the people at the top level to do? They're your representatives. All they would do is give excuses as well. And again, remember, we told you that your government really is the sum total of what you, the population, produce. So what they've been doing, because you guys have not been producing for many years, me included while I was in Nigeria, they've been selling the oil. And they finished selling the oil, then they started mortgaging the oil. Now, they finished mortgaging the oil. So this is a topic for another day, but let me just quickly, because this is another topic entirely. They're now mortgaging your futures right now, your leaders. Because if they don't do that, there's nothing else for them to offer the world. You're in a cutthroat game. That's why we say in Africa, no excuses accepted. Wake up. Like I told you how they marginalized my son in this country. It's not about good or bad. It's about what you're going to do about it. Let me repeat that. It's not about good or bad. It's not about if it's fair, it's not unfair. It's not about, how good the situation is that you can give an excuse of why you are where you are. It's not about none of that. It's about now you know what you're going to do about it. Oh, by all means, and it's important I say this, Mr. Clay, by all means, sometimes you have to feel sorry for yourself. Yes, I'm not saying never, ever feel sorry for yourself. Sometimes you have to see and spot something that is unfair. I'm not saying never. But guess what? Sometimes you have to have a pity day. Pity myself day. You lock yourself in your room and cry well. Don't just invite me to your pity party. I'm not interested. Make it a party of one. Cry if you have to cry. Scream if you have to scream. But guess what? After that day, you need to wash your face and say, now, this is what I'm going to do about this.
That's right.
Roll up your sleeve. After you've had your pity party, there's work to do. What about you, Mr. Claire?
That's it, Mr. Phil. You get on with it. Don't make excuses. It's not going to help you. Spend the energy that you be using to make excuses to make things right. Because excuses, you still have to spend energy. You still have to brain power, to dream of the better one that, Mr. Phil will accept. Or the good one that Mr. Phil cannot, I can't say, if he's a human, even, if he's a human being, he has to take this one out.
Even if it's heartless.
Even if it's heartless, if he's a, come on. Use that brain power to make things right. On that note,
Mr. Claire wants to go. I still have some points. I still have some points because actually that happened today. The young man knows who I'm. There's a young man that tried it today, and I'm just using it for a teachable moment. I'm not going to mention his name, but he was so interested in telling me and making me understand the challenges he was having, and I spotted it. But like Mr. Claire said, his energy was more in showing me and proving to me that he was having problems and excuses that could fit. They have to say, you know what, put that energy in solving the problem. Guess what happened? He actually solved the problem. Then I had to call him and say, come, see what happened there. You could have just used that energy instead of offering me excuses that are useless to me. Instead of informing me, don't inform me, just solve it. And that's why we say, Africa, no excuses accepted. I don't care what excuses you're thinking about right now. Every place has its own problems. Some of you think you're just going to come out of Africa. As long as I can come out of Africa, everything will be perfect. You have no idea. I've just told you what happened to my first son will never happen in Nigeria. Because that system is there. Every place has its own demon. Every level has its own new level, new demon. You come out of Africa, is it bad road you're dealing with in Africa? Is it leper not bringing light that you're dealing with in Africa? Is it just being diligent that you're dealing in Africa? Over here, and in America, they shoot black boys.
Yeah.
The police over there is like, you know what? Have you not shot any black boy in your career? You're a bad policeman. You need to shoot at least 3. Are they shooting you on the streets in Nigeria? Are they shooting you on the streets anywhere else in the world? But they are. Over here, they can't wait to imprison, and it's life. So everywhere you go has its own demon. That's my point. So don't think you're going to leave Africa and you not find some places in around this world, it is just gang culture. And their men do not, I'm not even talking about black now. I'm talking about their men do not pass the age of 15. They will have murdered someone. They will have, do you want to go and live there? There's some places around this world that the issues. So you think you're going to live somewhere, you're going to leave Africa and you're going to go somewhere and then you know how. No, there's another demon waiting for you there. It could be drugs, crack, cocaine, all those things. It could be drugs, it could be anything. Some communities is alcoholism. Generations upon generations of them in alcoholism. But for them, that's the demon they're dealing with. So wake up, Africa. Don't think life is about you giving excuses and running away from challenges. No, life is about you solving those challenges. Africa's issue may seem impossible to fix right now. But guess what? Human beings' creativity is far more powerful than any of these demons we're talking about. You just need to wake up. You just need to decide and be willing to say, No more excuses. I'm not going to offer any excuses. I've been in a situation where I could have given excuses and I'm biting my tongue. And I swallow it. Have you ever been in that situation, Mr. Clay?
All the time. All the time. And you'll be like, don't even let me go there. If my mind wants to go there, don't even let me go there.
You want to tell them your excuse. You want to make them understand, but you just sit down going, nothing like this. Just swallowing it. I'm not going to, but you should, but guess what? When I have made sure I don't give the excuse, and guess what? I become stronger. I become more effective. I plan better. I deliver better. Okay? And that's where you need to go, Africa. We're going to do other episodes where we're going to look at the issues that you guys are having, the issues that we're having as a collective. Excuse is not going to solve anything. But guess what? Once the excuse stops, something else has to flow. Guess what starts flowing? Solutions will start flowing. Then we will not be a continent of excuse givers. We'll be a continent of solution providers. On that note, now I've said what I wanted to say. See you next time. God bless.